Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel Episode 3 Tough Love is nothing special. It opens with the Rangers walking together, and they come across a street performer, a singer named Jess. I guess it's short for Jessica, which is ironic. That's also my wife's name. And the Gold Ranger Levi, he realizes that she's not singing just some random song, she's singing one of his songs. So, what does an international music superstar do? He walks right up and starts singing along with her, and everybody around them seems to be surprised that, oh, look, it's Levi Weston. Yay. He walks around town all the time with these teenagers, and no one questions why he's there until he actually starts singing in public. Then they recognize him and say, oh my god, there he is. Anyway, the basically the singer, the street performer Jess or Jessica, she turns out to actually be a monster. This was a ploy by Madame Odious to basically lure the Gold Ranger into a trap, making him kind of sort of fall in love. They don't really fall in love. They just kind of plan on going out on a date. They do spend a lot of time together, and which includes holding hands at one point. Again, this is nothing special. This is something we've seen a lot before. Well, the first thing she tries to do is the monster rather is try to change Levi's appearance, try to change his personality a little bit. She doesn't want him wearing the whole cowboy hat, doing the whole cowboy routine anymore. She goes for the whole thug life look by giving him a ball cap, which he proceeds to wear improperly right off the bat. Of course, they don't mention that he wears it improperly. That's just my opinion. He was wearing it improperly. Baseball caps are meant to be worn from the front with the bill sticking straight out the front, or you can wear it backwards if you're just trying to keep your hair out of your face, or you're trying to eat, trying to see, whatever have you. But not it's not supposed to be worn to this up and to the side. The bill is not protecting you from anything like that. It's not protecting your eyes from the sun. It doesn't look right. It just looks like you don't know how to dress yourself. Anyway, and she also proceeds to buy him a new shirt and a jacket and pants and jewelry, and he just doesn't look like the same person, honestly. He just looks like every other every other ghetto fabulous guy walking down, Hollywood Boulevard. So, first she changes his appearance. Then she apparently writes a song to get him to sing with her as a street performance, which again is Levi Weston. He's supposed to be this big international music star, and couldn't he just afford to say, why don't we sing this on a bigger stage? Why doesn't he actually book an appearance if he really did like this girl, and do something actually a little more special instead of just singing in the middle of the road, with lawn chairs and 15 people watching or listening. Anyway, apparently this song is evil. If he sings the entire song, he will turn evil and be used as a pawn in Madame Odious's plans. Well, he starts singing the song, and it sounds terrible, for one. It sounds pretentious, it's arrogant, the lyrics are kind of funny, and then the fact that he starts singing all these, what appears to be made-up words, but they're actually chants as part of the spell to turn him evil. When you start, you would figure once he started reading and singing those really odd words, he would get the idea that, wait a second, something's not right here, and he would stop. No, he actually sings the whole thing and turns evil for a very, very short time. There is a side plot where obviously the Ass Clowns, Victor and Monty, are involved. Victor had tried to ask the street performer Jess out on a date, and of course he's got no pickup lines, he's got no tact, he's got no consideration for personal space. That's pretty funny. Just straight out asks her for a date and then is upset when she turns him down. When he finds out that she had a thing for Levi, he's like, oh, you've got a thing for cowboys. Okay. So he decides to turn himself into a cowboy. Looks, smells, and all. He decides to, with Monty's help, he decides to brew a cologne, a fragrance, if you will, made up of things such as stable hay and bull horns and a cowboy boot dipped in crap. Yeah, that'll smell real good. Then he proceeds, after it's done brewing, he proceeds to dress like a cowboy with the hat, vest, chaps, boots, the whole 9 yards. Apparently wears this special cologne, forces her to take a whiff. Unfortunately, everybody can smell him. He's basically walking around with a green cloud and flies buzzing. So you can get the, you pretty much get the gist of that. So, anyway, the Rangers, obviously, they come, they figure out that the monster, that she is a monster, and her plan was to turn Levi evil with the song. Again, they just kind of find these things out, at complete random. They go to find him, find out that they're too late, he's been turned evil, and they begin to fight the rest of the Rangers begin to fight Levi the Gold Ranger. And this is the weirdest thing, is that in Shuriken Sentai Ninja, in the Japanese version of this series, there was an episode or two where the Gold Ranger was turning evil, but not like this, and not by this monster. In the Japanese version, he's scratched by a werewolf monster and slowly begins to, turn into the same werewolf monster, and that apparently is what was turning him evil. And there was all sorts of different fight footage and fight scenes that Saban didn't use from that because he's changing the whole way that he turns evil, obviously. So instead of using the fight scenes from that episode of Ninja, where he turns evil and then eventually turns into the werewolf monster, Saban instead uses the fight footage from Shuriken Sentai Ninja, where the Rangers first meet the Gold Ranger, or Star Ninja, and they begin fighting because at first he was just basically an assassin or a yokai hunter who thought the rest of the Rangers were getting in his way, so he decided to attack them. So we're late in the series in America, and yet Saban is still using stock. He's now using stock footage from near the beginning of the Japanese series. This is only like 10 or 15 episodes into the Japanese series, where they first meet the Star Ninja, the Gold Ranger, and it was really, really quick. It didn't last long at all. Didn't even use all the fight footage that he could have used. So again, jumbling up episodes, taking pieces from everything that he wants and just putting it all together in some horribly edited mishmash. But as you know, they figure out the Power Rangers figure out that, oh, you have to sing the song backwards. That's original. Sing the song backwards to reverse the spell, and he turns back to normal. And they do. He turns back to normal, and you know what happens next. He rejoins the rest of the Rangers. They morph. They fight the monster, the actual monster. He's a little upset that he finds out that she's a monster, but he's like, oh, that's Jess? No emotional, breakage, no nothing. Just, oh, okay, she's a monster. Let's kill her. So they do. They defeat the monster. There's really nothing special about the end fight. They just use the same tricks that they've had for a while. The end of the episode, Victor and Monty, of course, have to come back around, and of course, they's still stinking it up, as they do, because that's all they can do. Victor and Monty, all they can do is just stink. Whether it's fart jokes, farting in public, canning their farts, or creating a horrible fragrance made of literal crap. It's just getting old. It really is. I really wish I knew, had a number or a contact I could get a hold of them and say, get rid of Victor and Monty, or at least have less of them. We don't need 5 to 10 minutes of filler from these idiots. We really don't. But that's basically the overall gist of episode 3, Tough Love, of Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep this short. I don't really have anything else to say about it. So, got a couple more collector's reviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. And, of course, I'm going to continue reviewing Super Ninja Steel. So, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You guys all know the deal. Help me out. Thanks. Later.